What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Pit Stop. I'm your host, Connor Lieski, and we are back for another episode of the Pit Stop. I am so excited. We've had a lot of stuff go down lately, and what better way to bring up these debates with two of my friends, family cousins, cousin-in-law, and my own brother. You got David Farlink over here. Say hey, David.
So,
There's David. He's been on the show before. If you go back into my channel, he was one of my first guest appearances. Actually, he called in, and we had a really good conversation about how last year's playoffs was going and how it ended. So it was really good. He enjoyed it, and he's back on. So I'm really happy he's back on. We have a new guest here for. He has not been on the podcast yet. Is my brother Eddie Laeski. He is a big Chase Elliott fan, as you can see with the attire.
How's it going, guys?
I'm loving it. It's great. It's great. I love the passion. This is what we want to have on the podcast. So I'm really happy that he decided to deck out. And hey, he's in the right gear. He's defending champion. So time to bring it in. So we're gonna begin the segment first. Lately, we've been having some unexpected winners. McDowell, Bell, Larson, Byron, and it's been kind of crazy. David, we'll start with you. What do you think about all this, all these newcomers, winning?
I don't know, man. It's been wild. McDowell winning, I don't think, who knows with the 500, but I definitely didn't see Bell winning the Daytona road race, I'd say the only one that didn't catch me off guard was Larson. You put a guy with his kind of talent and the best equipment, he's bound to win. So It's been crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I really do think, McDowell winning the Daytona 500. Obviously, I had a podcast about that. That's great for him. Obviously, it's a Daytona 500 still. So, luck plays a part of that. Obviously, he didn't lead a single lap. We saw the Joey Logano, Brad Keselowski issue. Props to him, though. He raced a great race. And he won. And he's really been showing, that he's not just a restrictor plate driver. And that wasn't a luck because he's been coming in top tens as of recently, and he's been showing out. So maybe he's going to hang up there in the top 10. And then, of course, Christopher Bell was really shocker winning that road course. So, yeah, you're exactly right. What about you, Eddie? We'll go to you. What do you think about these newcomers, man, getting these wins?
It's unbelievable, man. And David said, Kyle Larson winning the race last weekend. That was probably the most expected out of the three. But this is really good for the sport of NASCAR. This just shows that at the Daytona 500, anybody can win that race. It is wide open. And I'm so happy for McDowell to be in the position that he was to come away with that victory like he did at the end of that race. That crew did an unbelievable job executing to their plan. And he was at the right place at the right time to win that race. And I'm just happy for him.
Yeah, that's a good point. He was in a good place, very good place, very good position. And with that, he's really pushing his momentum. Like you said, Eddie, he's pushing his momentum. He's coming in top tens. It's been great for him. So it's just very surprising. We normally see the Kevin Harvicks, the Brad Keselowskis, the Kyle Bushes, the Martin Truex Jr.'s, Denny Hamlin. Those are the top guys. So it's going to be interesting to see when they finally get up to the front. So we'll go back to David here. So we're talking about these newcomers like William Byron getting a win, Kyle Larson. Hendrick's really starting to show their dominance. They're coming in top 5, top 10s so far every race. William Byron got a win. That was huge at Homestead, Miami. I don't think a lot of people expected that either. So, how do you think Hendrick's performance is this far?
They're pretty unreal. They're definitely the top team, I would say. I was watching your interview, a clip with Brad the other day, and he was explaining he feels a lot of teams are putting a lot of emphasis on this year. A lot of teams are already going to the next gen. So I think Hendrick is a team that is really focused on this year, getting all they can out of it. And I wouldn't be surprised if they won I could see Hendrick winning 15 times. You got Elliott. He's your best best pick to win all the road courses, right?
Right.
Truex would be the only one close to him. You got Larson. I mean, hey, and Byron and Bowman are right there.
Yeah.
They're both really good drivers. So, I mean, Elliott's going to have his hands full, though, because Larson's going to be right there with him. I mean, he's going – I don't know who's a better driver of the two.
Right. It's tough.
Yeah.
It's very tough this year. I mean, especially when you got, William Byron starting to now show up at these mile and a half tracks. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I mean, I wasn't picking him to win Homestead. He's the last person I would have chose. I hate to say it, no disregard to him. He's a great driver, but I just didn't expect that to happen. We're always so into the, like I said, BK, Kevin Harvick, Joey Logano, Denny Hamlin, Martin Truex Jr., Kyle Busch. Those guys have been dominating, especially the mile and a half tracks, and they're really nowhere to be. So it's been very interesting to watch. What do you think? What do you think, Eddie? What do you think's going on with your guy Chase Elliott and his team so far?
Well, they're competing. They're hanging in there, and I mean, it's only a matter of time before I think Chase Elliott finally gets into victory lane. But I knew as soon as Hendricks picked up Kyle Larson, I said, y'all, this is going to be crazy. Hendricks is about to go off, I think, because I think now you're seeing the potential that Larson has, and now you're seeing the potential that Byron has, and now these future comers. And Hendricks is going to dominate, and like David said, they're probably going to win about 15 races.
Yeah, I can agree with that for sure. I mean, with a start like this, I mean, you're talking about a lot of wins this team's going to have. I know Mr. Hendrick is going to be proud. Rick, for sure, is happy with what he's seeing from his team. And it's crazy because, Chase isn't even – I mean, Chase is going to get his win soon, but it's interesting. Byron, Larson, first ones to get the win before Chase has. So it's very interesting to know. Of course, Christopher Bell is the first Joe Gibbs winner for this season. I don't think anybody expected that either, right? You got Denny Hamlin, Martin Truex Jr., and Kyle Busch, sitting there still trying to get their first win of the season. So it's going to be very interesting to play out. Right now, Chevrolet, though, they're dominating. This is a sluggish start for some Fords. What do you think, David? I mean, when do you think, obviously you're a Brad Keselowski fan. I'm a Kevin Harvick fan. They both drive Fords. We saw a pitiful performance really from Kevin Harvick last week. And he had the pole going in, and he's still, he's struggling, and we just really haven't seen the big Fords up front, especially towards the end. What do you think about that, David?
Yeah, it's hard to say, man. I mean, I didn't see Kevin Harvick starting on the pole and not even leading a lap. He didn't even finish on the lead lap. I didn't see that. I mean, every single Stewart-Haas car, none of them finished on the lead lap. Amarola wasn't on the lead lap when he hit the wall. So, I don't know. I thought Brad might have something for Larson last week. He was definitely the second best car, but Larson was just, like you said, he could run any line. I don't know. Phoenix will tell us a lot, but Stewart-Haas could be one of those teams they were talking about that's focused all on next year, the next gen car, putting all their eggs in one basket. I don't know. You can't say off one race, though, because Harvick didn't look that bad at Homestead. So
right.
He finished fifth, I think. So, I mean,
right.
It's still too early to tell, but as a Harvick fan or Stewart-Haas fan, that would scare you, them looking that bad in a race.
Exactly. Yeah, you make a good point. The Stewart-Haas is normally up front. I mean, that's kind of what we've been used to, right? I mean, you got 2 or 3 Stewart-Haas cars making the playoffs every year, right? So it's interesting. And, Kevin Harvick's normally been a dominator at the mile and a half tracks, and he hasn't really done that well. I mean, I know he came in fifth that one time, but his car was clearly not a winner. He just is a very veteran driver and got his car up there, but it clearly wasn't the fastest car. So, we're just going to have to wait and see. Like you said, it is early to tell. There's still a lot of time. Phoenix is coming up, so it's going to be interesting. But before we get back into Phoenix, we're going to go back to Eddie here. We were talking about Kyle Busch. When is Kyle Busch going to get this win? I mean, obviously he won last year in the playoffs when he was kicked out, and, he was hoping that win generated momentum into this season. He's got a new crew chief. I don't really know what's going on with him. I feel like he's still in that sluggish, mode here. When do you think he's going to get that win, Eddie?
I think he's going to get that win this weekend at Phoenix. Actually, I mean, he's starting to trend in the right direction. He had a really good. He didn't win last weekend, but he had a good finish. You know, he was in the top 10, I believe. And yeah, he finished 11th at this race last fall. But if you look at the history, Kyle Busch has had the best average finish at this track in the past 5 years. Since 2018, he's finished in the top three of those 5 races. I think this is the time when Kyle Busch is really going to finally get it together. His crew's going to come up with a great game plan, and they're going to win this race this weekend. That's my prediction.
Love it. I like the prediction, man. I like you backing it up with the facts too, man. I like that, man. Yeah, that's true, man. It's a very good point you made about Kyle Busch. You know, that's really what he's probably thinking of too right now. He's probably looking at those stats, saying, "Yeah, I need to. This is one of my times to shine." So
yeah, this is his track. He knows how to race at this track.
Right. That's very right. What about you, Dave? What you think about what the situation's going on with Kyle Busch?
I don't know, man. I think he might be a victim of a new crew chief. I still think it's going to take him a while. You know, I mean, he's the kind of driver, though. I mean, he's going to make a 10th place car. He's going to finish 5th with it. He's always going to find a way to better the car, right?
Right.
Get the best results he can out of it, even if he is pitching a fit on the radio. I don't know. I think it's going to take him a little while, though.
So you don't think he's going to win like Eddie every year thinks this weekend?
No.
Okay.
I don't think he'll win this weekend. Sure hope not.
Well, that's good. I'm not a Kyle Busch fan either, but it will be interesting to see what happens this weekend. I know y'all.
It wouldn't surprise me if he won, though.
Yeah. I feel like it wouldn't really surprise anybody when he does win because it's like we know his skill level, we know how good he is. We're all just waiting. Okay, when is he going to win? You know, all the fantasy players out there that are putting him in the lineup. It's like, all right, is he going to win? You know, and we'll see how it goes. But so yeah, I think the crew chief thing is a big deal for him. You know, and I think, like you said, I'm kind of going to agree more with David. I don't think he's going to win this weekend. I think it's going to take a little bit more time. It's going to take probably more time for him because it's a new crew chief, and also, you know, he's got to lead. He's got to be up. He's got to win some stages. Like he's got to really. I haven't seen him dominate a race where he's winning stages in a long time. So first thing I need to see that, and he might do it this weekend. Like Eddie said, he might do it. But and it wouldn't surprise a lot of people. Wouldn't surprise me. But I'm just going to probably sit here and say it might take him a little bit more time. But we shall see. We shall see. The last thing we're going to get into is obviously expectations for Phoenix. ISM Raceway. This is where they race in the championship. So we'll be coming back here at the end of the season for the championship race. Always exciting. We'll go back to, obviously, Eddie picked Kyle Busch to win the race this weekend. So, David, who do you have this weekend?
Man, I'm going to have to go with the 2 car. I know that sounds really biased.
Of course.
I know it sounds biased. I got to go with him, man. He was the fastest. He should have won the championship, man. I got to go.
Oh, here we go. He should have won.
I got to go with him, man. It's redemption time.
Man, hey, dude, honestly.
Hey, man, the stats show he was the fastest car on the racetrack that Sunday. I'm going with him again.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, well, hey, you know, I'm hoping a Ford wins. To be honest, you know, it's like I want to see Ford up there this time. I think we need to see, you know, Ford kind of, all right, we're not going nowhere. You know, I know Chevrolet's been winning and stuff like that, but we're not going anywhere. You know, they need to show, you know, their strength too. I don't want to see, you know, big time Ford drivers like Kevin Harvick freaking 2 laps down, or Eric Almirola, or any of really not just Stewart Haas, any Ford. That's the top dogs. You know, so I would personally like to see BK up front. I would like to see not only BK, Kevin Harvick. You need to have Eric Almirola up there. You need to have the guys, you know, Cole Custer's. You got to have them. I mean, that's and Blaney. Yeah, Blaney. I mean, you just need to have them. Joey Logano. I mean, some of these guys are supposed to be, you know, if not winning these races, especially at mile and a half track. So right now, Hendrick's dominating. So they need to show something. I need to see something for sure. You know, for my prediction, you know, I'd probably have to go with, honestly, Joey Logano. As much as I don't like him, I probably am going to go with him because he's a good driver at this track. But I think it could be Brad too. I'm going to say Penske's probably going to have the best performance out of the Ford, you know, group. Penske's probably going to. I don't see Stuart Haas. Stuart Haas is struggling more so than Penske is. So I'm going to go probably with Joey Logano. So we'll just see kind of what happens this weekend, and we'll see if they can actually make the next step up. So
I was gonna say Joey Logano is definitely someone to watch out for too. I mean, he won this race last year. He's the defending champion of this track, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him at least with the top 5 finish.
Yeah, exactly. He is defending champ of this track, so I probably have to go with him. But obviously, as much as I hate to say it, he's pretty good driver at this track, and we'll see how it goes. I'd probably put him in my fantasy lineup this week too. But we also can't forget about Chase Elliott either. So Chase Elliott's probably going to be another one up there.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, I just would like to see a Ford win it probably. We'll have to check it out. But yeah, that's it for this week, guys. Thank you, Eddie. Thank you, David. It was a good podcast. We got through a bunch of cool different topics and debates, and we'll have to see what happens. Eddie says Kyle Busch this weekend. David says BK, and I say Joey. We'll see what that spans out. And of course, if anything crazy happens this weekend, I will be on Instagram at the Pit Stop channel. Make sure you follow me. It will be covered, and we'll definitely have to get back with these two fellas right here for another episode on the Pit Stop. I appreciate everything, and you guys have any last words? It's all yours.
Go Napa.
Thanks for having us on, man. It's a pleasure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man.
Hey, thanks for having us, man.
Yes, sir, always. And like I said, at the Pit Stop channel on Instagram, follow me. Make sure you comment on this, like, whatever, post. Get the word out. The Pit Stop channel, we're out here. We've been doing this for a little bit. Excited to continue for the season, the 2021 season. And we will see you guys next time.
See ya.